Early last year in 2014, I decided that I would try to promote fish keeping in a different way. I approached the school that my children attend, which is Ormiston South Parade Academy, and put forward an offer that would result in me setting up an aquarium in the school grounds. The school would pay absolutely nothing, and it would be completely funded by myself, and I would be in charge of maintaining it myself also. The main reason for this would be that it would be my way to educate the children about fish keeping and gain some more interest in the hobby. Also, by allowing them to watch fish grow and develop, they would gain good knowledge of compatibility, requirements and correct maintenance and care. They would be able to ask myself questions about the fish, the tank and how it works and so on. Not only this, but it would allow the children something extra to focus on. Fortunately, I was granted permission by the headmistress and we discussed not only one tank but two tanks to be set up. The main tank would be set up under the stairwell of a brand new built classrooms at the school in the main entrance. The second would be outside one of the offices within the school. In this video I'm going to focus on the main tank. The second tank will be completed later on in the year. Of course, when I mentioned the news on the project on my Facebook forum, I was inundated with offers to help out, which is fantastic. I gained a tank which was to be used, which was a dual record 80. Unfortunately, once we began working on this tank, I noticed a small chip and a crack at the top. It was not a big issue however, and we looked at replacing the front panel. However, we were then offered a 3-foot tank with a hood and light unit that needed a stand building. I started working on a stand for this tank, which you can see here. But then I was offered another 3-foot tank with a stand and full setup. Naturally I took this tank with all intentions of using this one for the second tank. By this point in time it had been several months since we were given the permission to do the project, so I took it upon myself to use this one for the main tank. As you can see, it was in okay condition but needed some attention. I set about rehoming the stock, then after emptying the tank I started on cleaning it up, which was mostly dried on algae and residue, and it cleaned up very well. After I had cleaned it up, I noticed the seals were very thin, old, dried out and started peeling away. While they were watertight now, they would have only lasted a year or so, and a reseal after the tank is matured would be time consuming and a lot of work. So, with thanks to one of my local fish stores, Victor Aquatics, I got some silicone and set about stripping the old seals completely and resealing the tank. In one of my previous videos you can watch the reseal of this tank step by step. Once I had resealed the tank, I set about restoring the stand. I replaced all the screws, re-glued it all and tidied it up. I then worked on patching up the areas where the edging strip had come off and filling in some holes. My wife came up with the idea of taking a school badge and having it on the back of the aquarium, and as you can see it looks very effective. The tank and stand was finally completed. I got everything together to set it up, from substrate, which was a sparkly black fine gravel, some wood and artificial plants, lighting, filtration, air pump and a brand new Eheim heater from Six Hills Aquatics. However, the day before the install, after discussing with the headmistress, she mentioned that the stand might not suit its surroundings and asked if it was possible to be changed to white. Back at home, I sanded down the stand and hood and sprayed it white. It took 8 coats to become a solid white. With a final brushed on application of paint and some clear varnish, it was complete, and the difference is visually striking. You will notice also I painted the back of the tank in a matte black to not only hide the wires and pipes, but also to bring the focus in on the fish in the tank. It has also emphasised the school badge at the back and gave it a floating appearance. Once completed, I replaced the handles and applied the Fish and Tips logo sticker on the stand and the hood. The next day, with the help of my friend Adam, we set the tank up at the school. This short time-lapse video shows you 2 hours compacted into 20 seconds of the setup. The end result, as you can see, is simply stunning and complements the new building perfectly. The space at the back of the tank allows for access, and the space at the side of it was then covered with a unit. For now, the tank will be left to settle and cycle, and a week from now I will test the water and hopefully introduce the first fish. Over the space of a few weeks I will gradually add more fish until it is fully stocked. Maintenance will be done weekly with a 4-week filter clean. A timer will be set up to automatically switch the lights on and off at set times, and a member of staff will feed once daily a set amount that I will place into a pillbox to prevent accidental overfeeding. Thank you for watching this video, and I will be doing an update video in 6 months' time. Also, I would like to take the time to say a huge thank you to everybody that helped out in the project and donated towards it to make it happen and to make it possible. Thank you.